Well, good morning, everybody. Don't know if anybody's here yet. I'll zip up the top. It's a bit cold today. There we go. Hi. Tell you what, I'm going to make myself a little bigger, and then we'll do our normal Am I Live? Whee! That's me a little bit bigger. Right, there we go. YouTube notification. Yes, YouTube notification. I don't really... Oh, there we go. Turn my volume down now. Yes, YouTube notification. That's weird. There's somebody I was doing... Oh, it was Rick Mail. I had a dream last night that I was... Hey, good morning, Mike. Yeah, I had a dream last night that for some strange reason I was doing impersonations of Rick Mail. Right, chaps. I know, it was good in my dream. Rubbish in real life. Right, am I in focus? I think I'm kind of in focus. I mean, it's probably a bad thing going by the beard. The hair, I mean, the beard's coming on quite nicely. If you didn't know, for those that didn't know, I'm growing like beard and hair so I can race high rocks in December and do the Wolverine thing again. So that's what the facial hair is, whatever's about. The beard's all right, and it'll be like, well, the time it gets shaved and whatever, that'll be fine. But the hair's just gone, it's gone up and out. I don't really know how to sort that, to be honest. So anyway, right, where are we then? So I'm huge on screen, which we have to remember to fix. What else? I haven't connected Xer yet. I will do that in a second. I've already had my message from Andrew Fielden asking if I'm doing sprints today. My plan is yes, that I will do today's workout as just the usual low intensity, and then when the sprints turn up, I will then do them fast. I know it's the Henley course, and I can't remember where the Henley starts off with a 500 meter sprint, and if it's too soon, I'm going to skip that one because, well, it's 8:48 in the morning, and it's too soon. So I'd rather have a little bit of a lead in, make sure that my body's nicely warmed up and whatever before I start kind of working too hard. Apologies for the mess in the background. You can see what can you see? You can see there's a spare tripod there. There's a power unit sitting on the floor, and you can see the box from the MyRow tablet as well, which is why if you look at here, you can see that I've got like a monitor arm as well as my PM5 there, and the monitor arm thing, that's what the MyRow tablet sits on. Obviously, we're about to use the X. No, I think. Last time I was rowing, I kind of thought, is there a conflict of interests here, talking about my row while I'm doing a live row for Xer? I don't think there is. I don't think there's going to be a crossover between the two of them. So hopefully it's not a problem to be talking about them. But anyway, yeah, if you didn't know, I'm starting to make content for the MyRow tablet. Which will be fun. Not started making any yet, because basically what I want to do is get shot of the beard and the hair before I start making stuff for them. But also I just don't have time. I'm going to talk. I might talk a little bit today about RowAlong plans. Don't worry, not in a dry, boring way. It's just giving me a framework for kind of. I never really think about like. It would surprise you to know that none of this is particularly scripted. I sit down at the beginning of the day, write it all down and go, Sarah, in minute 2, I will talk about, no, I never think about what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say. But sometimes the thought does occur to me about, like, what have I been doing? And if I do get stuck for anything to talk about during the row, what can I talk about? And I was thinking that actually it might be an idea to kind of just say what the plans ahead for RowAlong. Maybe you care, maybe you don't. Good morning, Ronnie, how you doing? You're outside today. What the? Oh, wet outside today, sorry. The way the chat thing is stacked on YouTube, I've got like the heart that you click covers the most recent message. So I can never see the full message. And so I have to scroll up. I literally thought it said good morning. I'm outside today. At 9 a.m. it is then. Morning, John. Yes. I know it's wet outside here as well. I mean, yeah. So you've got a Thursday morning slot then for your race. 11:20, I think I saw you say. So that'll be all right. That's a good time. Hopefully you'll have had a chance to have had breakfast. You'll get a chance to hydrate as well, which is important. Make sure you drink a lot. You'll also get a chance to kind of get rid of all that breakfast and hydration, if you get what I mean, before your race. Just make sure and I wouldn't say take it easy, but make sure and work within the kind of what you're able to do, especially, and I mean more physically in terms of like your various injuries that you're carrying. So you know what you're capable of. You know when you can push it. You know when you shouldn't push it. You're a grown man. So I'll leave that with you. But that's my kind of, I mean, listen, I'm not a high rocks coach, so I mean, do a 1K time trial in the row station. There you go. That's my coaching for high rocks. Right, okay. I'm going to connect Xer. Connect rower. I'm going to also turn on my heart rate monitor. There we go. There we go. Did that not pop up? Oh, there we go. Oh, every week when Aviron Bike pops up, I say, oh yes, I should try and make my Aviron Bike connect. It doesn't. They've obviously, right, I should really just, because I never use, right, tell you what, I'm finally, after a year and a bit of making these videos, and this window coming up, I am finally going to check this box. Yeah, you can see it like down there under the machine. Yes, I'm finally going to check the box that says don't show this again, because I have never once chosen Xer Split. I totally understand the point of Xer Split. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think for those that benefit from it, fantastic. I think things like the precise positioning on routes, etc., is a fantastic thing, and the better sync and whatever. However, it's just confusing for me when I see 205 on the monitor and I see like 208 on Xer. It confuses me. So I'm going to finally click that box, hit continue, and therefore we will. Although, is that a bad thing? So is that a mistake? Is it better to have brought that up every time so that, hello CBDB. Yeah, is that a bad thing? Because it means that maybe some people don't know, maybe some people have chosen Xer Split and now, oh, it's a mistake, I might have to undo that now. Connect heart rate monitor. You should be on. Nope. Searching for Herms. Hang on, I have a swig of coffee while this is going on. I'll cover my mic. Although it dawns on me, I probably just pressed the microphone closer to my neck. Where did it go? And the time it took for me to have my coffee, it came and went. Yeah, apologies if I actually pushed it closer to my throat and you heard like a really loud gulp of coffee there. Pour myself a swig of ambition. A cup of ambition. That was a swig of ambition. So I can't even, oh, not going. See, every time I go in and I set up the little image and like post on Facebook that this is happening and all that kind of stuff, I'll go on and I'll check the data for it, but then I refuse to click participate. Right, I want to go. I want to do my own row. Okay, it's starting in 7. That's interesting. It actually does say starting in 7 minutes. Because last time round I had a bit of a rant about how there's like 6 minutes to go and it still came up with it's starting in 15 minutes. I wonder if they heard me. Am I on my own? It's only 3 people. Oh well, this might be a lonely row. This seems strange. Okay. Nope, I just thought I'd frozen. I'm going to minimize myself. Well, minimize myself on screen, not actually myself. I'm not going to... Where should we go? That way you can see kind of me-ish. You can see if I do that. Is that better? That's better, isn't it? It's not about me actually rowing, is it? So if I do that, you can see my pace and my stroke rate. And yeah, that's perfect. And you can see my little avatar as well, as though that's you. That's hopefully a good setup. Let me know in the comments if it's not. Tobias is here. Good morning, sir. How are you? Another Sunday together. I do love... wait, crikey, Kim P was in a rush just then, wasn't she? Yeah, I got 4 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes I can talk about this. I got an email from Peter Morrison, who's been quite a consistent... I want to say follower, but that makes it sound like I'm a cult. He's been a consistent voice, let's say, on RowAlong, where he has been around for quite a long time. And he was good. Like his message was saying, "Oh, I'd like to come back and do your series over and over again," which I think is amazing. I mean, when I started RowAlong, I never really expected anyone to watch in the first place, let alone come back and hang around for a long time. And so, who's that? Matthew Isaac. Hello, sir. How are you? Yeah, I never expected that. I never expected people to kind of lock in with what I'm doing. I kind of thought they'd do like do a couple of rows, maybe do a plan, kind of go out and find something else, which is, to be fair, is what happens most of the time. I mean, there's the three tiers of people. There's those kind of very transient people that come in and go, hey, RowAlong, and then never hear from them again. There's the people that hang around for maybe like a season, and they're in here, and then with the season, maybe they go and do when it comes to spring and summer, they're back on the water, and then we go back to indoor again. They find another solution, perfectly fine. Okay, I'm not, in no way am I saying that I'm the only way that you can do this, and in definitely no way am I saying I'm the best way to do this. I think there are other guys out there that are probably, in terms of performance or whatever, maybe better to follow. Entertainment-wise, no, I'm the best. Yeah, and then there's the ones that literally just year after year have been here. And Peter's he's been around for ages, and so he was in case you care, he was emailing about problems with ErgZone, which I am going to come to try and fix ErgZone at one point. My kind of stuff that's on there, but I was going to say is that when it comes to these Sunday morning rows, that's like a huge extension of what's going on, because it's like Tobias, CBDB, and Ronnie, Arthur, just because you might know him as Arthur on the Facebook page, that's why I said Arthur, have been around on these Sunday mornings for like forever. The whole time I've been doing them, it's like incredible. Like T Tau, he's another one that's always been. Andrew Fielden's been here for. He's probably. I want to say that Andrew's possibly one of the longest serving RowAlong kind of connections, and it's great. Strange here, 22 people. Oh really? Oh, okay. I wonder why I don't have a proper full water. That's interesting. Oh well, it means that it might mean for a slightly quieter river for those that are rowing along on YouTube. On that note, with 2 minutes to go, remember, if you are listening or watching YouTube, but you also have Xer loaded up, much like was it Snelledre? Snelledre? How would I pronounce your username? Snelledre? Snelledre? Anyway, yeah, if you're using Xer and watching on YouTube, remember there's a, where are we, 139, there's about a 4-second delay. So if you wait until I say go on YouTube, you'll be 4 seconds behind on Xer app, okay? So watch the start for that. I'm gonna have another cup of coffee, or swig of coffee. Interesting to see my heart rate's quite accurate today. I wonder what oh no, it's going up. Just as he says that. Is that from the coffee? Yeah, normally there's a real misread and it's up at like 120 something while I was setting up. Oh, I've really not. I should have done some light rowing before we started today. My body's a little bit seized. I did a park run yesterday morning at Palace Rig nearby. And it's lovely. It's a gorgeous course to run. It's really nice. But it starts off, it's quite downhill, and then you kind of like have little kind of lumps, but then you can gradually go downhill for quite a while. And of course that then means you have to go uphill at the end. It just destroyed me. The only time Julie ever beats me in a park run is when we do that course of the hills. She's great. She's like a mountain goat getting up hills. Whereas I suck, so she beat me. But my body's a little bit stiff, and I think it's because of all that kind of gradual downhill, just that soaking up of the muscle power, or not, the soaking up of your weight through your muscles is what I meant. Okay, right, we're gonna get going. Like I said, I'm gonna start off nice and gentle, warm up, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll look at doing sprints and stuff when we get into it. See if anyone else turns up. From my view, 10, 9, 8. Remember, there's a 4-second delay. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Oh, there, good, cool, I am moving. I was a little bit worried I wasn't moving then. Right, I just want to check everything's in line in terms of timers and stuff. Yeah, all right. Just for whatever reason, I don't seem to have as many people on the river as you might have. Oh well. Okay, so, like I said just before we started, let's just spend a couple of minutes rowing at kind of whatever pace you need to get your body moving, to get into the right positions of the stroke, gradually open up your extension and your compression. There's no heroics when it comes to trying to win a warm-up. Is that Laurie Cook? L Cook? Can't remember if it's Laurie or not, but nice to have used company if nothing else. Yeah, so think about your flow, your rhythm, and your positions too. It's quite easy to shorten your stroke when you start, or because you're feeling a little creaky, let's say, you start diving into the front, over compressing, doing weird wrist flicks or something at the finish. So over the course of 2 or 3 minutes, hopefully your muscles all start to bed into what you're doing. Remember, if you can think about your technique from the back of the stroke, that's how you set yourself up properly for the next stroke. So at the point you pull the handle in to your chest, that's when you want to start thinking about the next stroke. Handle comes in, let it come away quickly but smoothly. We're not throwing away a big scary snake. Just let it kind of recycle away from you. As you pull in, your muscles and your tendons through your back and your shoulders will be like springs. And you want to just let that kind of elasticity soften, which is what starts the return of the handle. Not by much, we're talking a couple of inches, but it's enough to start the handle moving that you can then just continue with kind of almost zero effort. And then as the handle comes away, that's when you sit up and forwards. Good posture. Tilt forwards, so that by the time you're in that forwards tilt, your hands are past your knees, and all you have to do is bend your knees to slide into the front. And the whole point is that, I know I'm getting heavy into technique as the opening, don't worry. I'm going to start talking about my usual nonsense afterwards, but might as well just start with technique. The point is that you get the handle away, forwards rock, and that's you then locked in your position. I know if you were on a boat, there would be an element of the handle down and then up again at the catch. So you'd oars out, handle up, oars out, catch, drive. But we're not on the water, so just think about pretty consistent height of your chain. Arms away, forwards rock, and you are locked in. Nothing changes once you are in rocked position. I say that, if I look at myself, I bet my shoulders are doing that weird rotation thing. But boom. So you are locked in, you slide until shins are vertical, but you're not adding any more backswing. So what I see a lot is people going, whoa. So they set, dump, set, dump. I'm speaking to you, Ronnie Downey. So try to hold that position as you slide, push the feet in, bump. And that's the most efficient way in terms of not wasting potential leg drive and stuff. So you get into that forwards position, arms straight, forwards tilt, shins vertical, and then you hold those arms straight and that forwards tilt as you push your feet into the machine. Let that power flow through your core and into your arms. Right, first sprint coming up. How long is it? And see, 500. Okay, I'm going to take it up, but I doubt it'll be a sprint. One more stroke. Here we go. So I'm going to do what I kind of tend to always do on these longer portions of the course as a sprint, which is just take the rate up. So this is just, I'm pushing hard enough with my feet to take the stroke rate up. But I'm not gonna adding a plus. This is like 100% of the push I need to row at 27 strokes per minute. I could push harder at the same rate to go faster, but that's a mistake when I've still got 20 minutes worth of rowing to do. Like, yeah, now let me finish this 500 meters, then I'll continue talking. There we go. Right, just take a couple of moments to recover my breath, and then back into it again. I am going to play the media professional card and say, if I was rowing this course on my own, I would have kept on rowing off the back end of that, but I don't want to tank my lungs and then not be able to talk for the rest of the row. So
So let's just finish off technique. So you're in forwards tilt, arms straight, shins vertical, push legs, sending that power through your core and into the handle, keeping your arms straight. There's no early pull. If you grab and pull early, you are kind of disengaging that link from feet to hands. So keep your arms straight. When your legs are about halfway done, that's when you swing your back from that forwards tilt to a backwards tilt, and then as you kind of get about halfway through that swing, that's when you finally pull in your arms. Try and keep wrists as flat as you can as you pull in. Finish with the handle at sternum height. Remember, try and keep your fingers just hooked over the handle rather than a death grip. And do think about those nice straight wrists. Certainly don't flick it down into your stomach, which is a really weird thing that I see a lot. Don't understand where that comes from. If you are the type that finishes high, well, you can definitely squeeze a bit more pace per stroke out, but your forearms and your delts, or mine anyway, are not built to do that like 600 times in today's workout. Whereas if you finish at sternum height, that's how you make sure you're using your back, which is much more designed for 600 strokes of power. There we go. And then you release the handle, start again. Whew. So, I said before the row started, I was talking about how I don't really plan what I'm going to talk about, but sometimes something happens that made me go, oh, hang on, that's quite useful. So I'm going to talk about music, but how it relates to rowing. Because this week I finally picked up the new Mammoth album. It's Wolfgang Van Halen, which, if you know anything about me, you know I would be predisposed to like, just because it has the name Van Halen in it. So it's Eddie's son, Wolfgang, who seems to be one of these kind of musical maestros. Incredible drummer, incredible bass player, amazing guitarist, and has a really engaging vocal as well. Anyway, so start listening to this album, and it's amazing. Love it. It's the first time in a long time that I've listened to new music and actually got goosebumps from it. Amazing album. And so I've been listening to that all week. Every time I've been working at my desk or going for my morning wake up walk. If you follow me on Strava, you'll see pretty much every morning I do a 3 kilometer walk around my neighborhood just before I sit down for the rest of the day's work. Or if I've been driving to pick up the girls from swimming. It's just been a week of mammoth. Great album, check it out. But this morning, while I was setting up the studio, I turned on Planet Rock radio. It's kind of what I tend to have bubbling around in the background quite a lot. And it started with Hotel California, Eagles. An old, very classic tune. One that kind of sits within the kind of odd grouping of tunes like Stairway to Heaven and maybe Bohemian Rhapsody, where it's such a classic. It's been played so much that when it comes on, it's easy to go, oh, that again, and change the station. But, and this is where the rowing link comes in, the reason that those tracks are classics and are played so much is because they stand the test of time. They are masterpieces. Whether you are a fan of the genre or not, you might not agree that it's good. Maybe you hate rock music and you're like, I hate those tracks. But within the confines of the rock world, they are considered 3 classic tracks. And it's like the 30-minute, 20 strokes a minute, low intensity zone 2 workout on a rowing machine, where if you've been training with structured plans, chances are you've done a lot of low intensity, steady state, 30-minute, 20 strokes a minute rowing, so that when you start doing another plan and one of them pops up, it's easy to go, oh, that again. 'Cause he's flying a stairway to heaven. All right, so that's your 30 strokes a minute. Sorry, 20 strokes a minute, 30 minutes. Stairway to heaven. But it's just a classic row for a reason. It builds your fitness. It gives you space to work on technique. And I'm not just talking about the positions that I went through. I'm talking about giving you the space to work on the timing between pushing your feet and your handle connecting to the flywheel or the water or whatever your machine is using. So every time Stairway to Heaven or Bohemian Rhapsody or Hotel California come on, give them the respect they're due. And also try to avoid burnout on the other stuff, because it got to yesterday, so 5 days of listening to the Mammoth album, and I sat down to do some RowAlong work, because right now I'm creating a database of every single one of my workouts so that people can search for a particular workout they want to do. So they can search by time or intensity or style. But as I'm using this opportunity to also tidy up titles and descriptions on the workouts, it is taking a long time. I've spent about 4 hours so far, and I'm 40 workouts in. And I think right now I have about 500 up on the YouTube channel. So it's going to take a while for me to finish this. But anyway, so I wanted to put on some music, and I was about to say play The End by Mammoth, but I was like, I'm kind of getting a bit burnt out with that album. I listened to it too much. And so I think I just put on standard Van Halen instead. It's all I ever listened to. It's not true. I listened to Deadmau5 and I.O. and Van Halen's just always been a constant. Anyway, so it's the same with rowing, where workouts like 8 times 2 minutes at 2K pace with 2 minutes rest. That's a half-hour workout. Same as the 30-20, but because you are working, like, the difference is like 5 out of 10 effort on the low intensity stuff, and you're pretty much 10 out of 10 on the 8 times 2, you can feel that you're enjoying the 8 times 2 more, because you're like really putting in the work. But if you did that every day, or even if you did 8x2 one day, then Tabata the next day, then 12 times 1 minute with 1 minute rests at max speed. After 3 or 4 days, your body will be burnt out, crying out for either a rest day or a recovery row, like the 30-minute 20 strokes a minute. And so the ideal, you won't be surprised to hear, is to not do just one style. If you listen to a couple of Mammoth tracks, a couple of Extreme tracks, their new album X is quite good, and then throw in an old classic, maybe even a couple of rock tunes, a couple of dance club tunes, and then maybe something like London Grammar. Totally the opposite. Mix it up, keep things interesting. It will suit your rowing a lot more. You'll find you're more engaged to keep coming back. You'll find your body has the fitness to keep going rather than burning out. So yeah, ideally, we'd all just do 8 times 2 minutes if we were just focusing on trying to get a faster 2K time trial. But you're ignoring fitness developments and risking burnout that way. There is, of course, more than one way to train. I'm just trying to get across how I'm kind of looking at it. In the same way that when it comes to rowing machines, and in fact, X is the perfect place to talk about this because so many machines work with it. WaterRowers, Concept 2, anything that the Smart Row handle fits, or any other machine with a Bluetooth output. And then if you kind of look enough on the internet, you'll see that there are a lot of copycat Concept 2s out right now. And whereas 5 or 6 years ago, if somebody said, I'm looking for a rowing machine, the answer was get a Concept 2. There's a bit more nuance to it nowadays. Because say somebody said, I only have 400 pounds and I want a rowing machine. What's the answer then? Is it, well, continue saving up and buy a Concept 2? Can be, take a look in the second-hand ads. They often have cheap machines, but I think this is the gap that the copycat machines are trying to fill. And interestingly, and this is all leading to something, I've got one arriving this week to review. One more stroke. So I've been pretty vocal on Facebook about how I hate the adverts for the Merak rowing machine. They always use models that just don't know how to row. And so I keep on saying, if you don't know that they're rowing with a terrible technique, how can I trust that you know how to build a machine? Of course, there's the option or the chance that they use those models so that people will comment on the advert, which could be interesting marketing. Anyway, they got in touch and said, you're quite vocal about this. How about you actually try out the machine instead of just assuming and everything? So I'm like, sure. So they're sending me one for free, just to try out. So I'll probably have to send it back when I'm done with it. So it'll be interesting. I mean, basically, the way I'm looking at it is that they cost, what, £400, say, new? So they're half the cost of a brand new Concept 2. So if it is 50% as good as a Concept 2, then that'll be kind of like, yeah, all right. So it'll be an interesting review. Anyway, there's Andrew. What is he saying? Because I didn't see him in the water at all. What does he say? Oh, he sent me a photo. Oh, everybody, this is exciting. Event finished. All right, so he had 70. Oh, he's messaged again, just as I put the phone down. Go. Was there, couldn't see you. Yeah, I know. What was the, if I go report, is that the one? Or do I go to stop rowing for that? What's this, hang on, what's this screen? Sorry, folks. This is boring for you, isn't it? Oh no, it's just actually the summary page at the end. I didn't get that summary page either, did I? Oh, save again, good grief. Same distance. Right, I'm going to keep my phone open now, right? Keep on turning it off in between messages. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know how many people. I think mine said like I had 4 at one point, so I think I obviously had a connection issue. I will save. Same distance, yeah. I think basically, it was still the same row, Andrew, but just for some strange reason that I only connected with 4 other people, which is a shame. Anyway, first me going through all my kind of summary stuff at the back. So, all right, hang on. Oh, just rode to Mammoth and, so CBDB says, just rode to Mammoth and John. Nice combo. There's one of his songs, just to kind of tie that one off. I mean, there's one actually called The End, which he starts off doing the finger tapping thing, which is very much an ode to his dad. It's a fantastic song. But there's one called The Spell. And it just has completely resonated with me. That's the one that gave me goosebumps. I was out just on my walk and it came on and I was walking and it was at the same pace I was walking at. And it's just like the vocal melody in it is just incredible. It's amazing, so is everything else. And I tell you one thing, the reason I know that this is something special is that I don't listen to the vocals. I don't listen to lyrics. Being a drummer, I listen to drums, okay? So it's pretty much no coincidence that all the bands that I like have got amazing drummers in them. And that's what kind of glues me in, and then it's like guitar on top of that is what I tend to tune into. And then vocals to me is just them going blah, 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 blah. I go to concerts and everyone else is singing along and I'm like, I don't know the words. And it's like a band I've been listening to for years and I just don't learn words. So the fact that I listen to this guy's vocal melody really says how much appeals to me. So there we go. We're all done. Thank you very much listen, it's an early Sunday morning. I'm quite surprised that I can't remember what we got up to numbers wise, but there's still 14 of you watching me at this point. So hopefully you're cooling down. But yeah, so thank you to everybody who turned up. We're into it's getting quite autumnal, wintry out there now. So the fact that you woke up nice and early and you've joined in this row, it really does touch me that you're kind of willing to kind of do that. Maybe it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon for you, in which case, yeah. Oh, Ronnie, hey, right, we'll leave Ronnie the last word. I hope this isn't going to be, because I made the mistake of reading out quite somebody had a bit of a rant about the state of the world right now and I accidentally read it out without reading it first. So Ronnie, you better be good on this one. She says, excellent again as always. Phew, John, had you in voice and peripheral vision. Ooh, had a bit of an agenda with today. I'm assuming that's training wise. But now on official taper, well done, 2 days complete rest. All right, so if you're racing on Thursday, that's 2 days complete rest. Then Wednesday, you're going to do like stir the tanks, do a short workout just to kind of just re-energize your body. Because what you don't want to do is rust over those 2 days, and then you kind of get onto the Thursday and you're like, oh, I can't move. What I do, not that I'm not saying this so that you can follow what I do, but say in my days of proper like rowing racing, if the race was on a Saturday, I would take Thursday, so I'd taper Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday would be a complete rest day. Friday would then be, in fact, you'll see it on quite a lot of like the plans that I do, like the day before the time trial is like 2 minutes or 1 minute like at race pace or 2 minutes at race pace, and then 19 minutes at a very slow, gentle pace. And that kind of just configures your body, like it kind of just revs you into that point ready for the next day. And then because you've not put in too much work, your body's then able to recover overnight and then you can like coalesce and hit the ground running. Whereas what I don't like doing is having a complete rest day the day before a race, because then it's like the first thing that my body has done is the actual race. Fair enough, you've got warm up and stuff, but that's where I come from on that stuff, right? So, but assuming I'll probably interact with you on Facebook and whatever in the meantime, but if I don't, Ronnie, smash it.
You know what you need to do in terms of pacing. Remember, you're not going to win anything on the first couple of runs or the ski. You know what you need to hit hard and all that stuff. Look after the various things that are wrong with your body as well. But you're looking incredible, looking fast. Your rowing is looking great and all that stuff. So I really hope that you can smash it. And I know you've been up and down as to whether you were going to do this race. So it's amazing that you've actually managed to kind of turn your body around and get into it. So I'll be watching and good luck and all that kind of stuff. Oh, you said something else. Indeed, that's the plan. And my nerves will probably take me training tomorrow, take me out training tomorrow and light jogs. Anyway, thanks for the continuous encouragement. It's a pleasure. Listen. If all I can do is try and encourage and make people want to row or train more, that's really. That's. I mean, everything that I say in terms of coaching and hey, try doing this, try doing that. You can just go. But if my words of encouragement are enough to kind of make you want to do stuff, fine. Right. Oh, hang on, I've got another one from Andrew. Mammoth must be a big band. Well, it's not really. It's just him, funnily enough. But Mammoth, isn't. I get where you were coming at, but it's maybe the irony is that it's just him, and then he has like a touring band that he goes out with. But he is quite a big fella though, so he could be the Mammoth. Anyway, right. I said there was 14. I've only lost 3 people over the course of that last chat. If anybody's been doing the X Invitational stuff, then I hope it's all been going how you want. If it is if the goal is to try and get into Brick, then I hope it's kind of I think I don't know how many are left, how many of the invitations are left because Brick is going to let next month. So. So good luck with your training for that. And I am gonna, I've got one more. It was a dad joke that failed. I'm sorry. What was my dad joke? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I started off by saying dad joke. Right, here's my current joke. And it's not a Halloween joke. It's one I heard the other day and I thought it was quite funny. Although I can't remember if it's on the internet, so you might have seen it anyway. But basically, right, so you have to imagine I'm just telling your story rather than knowing it's a joke. But a friend of mine, I'd got really bad news. A friend of mine was just shot with a starter pistol. And then someone else came over to him and beat him over the head with a relay baton. They think it's race related. Come on. I thought it was quite funny. So anyway, right. Thank you everybody for joining me. Have I gone down to? Oh no, I went up. One more viewer from that joke. I went from 11 to 12. Right, I am going to get back to doing what I was doing. Like I said, I've got the RowAlong database. Last week I filmed. So really quickly, I'll try and say this in 30 seconds. Last Saturday, I filmed all 12 parts of the next rowing series. So it's called Fit 10. So it's 10-minute workouts. All mixed intervals and whatever. And the point of them is either for people who are just coming back to rowing and they only can manage a 10-minute workout. For like gym users that really don't know what they're doing on a rowing machine, they only sit down for 10 minutes. It's there for them. Or maybe you're doing a kind of a mixed modality workout. You're doing a bit of bike, a bit of ski, a bit of weights, whatever, and you want just 10 minutes quite intense on the rowing machine. It's perfect for that. But I filmed all 12 of the workouts on the Saturday. It was like 3 hours, 46 minutes worth of being on the machine in and out of, it's only like 2 hours worth of rowing. But by the time I did my, hi there and welcome to RowAlong, and then messed up and had to do retakes, it took about 3 hours, 46 minutes to get through. They're going to come in, I think, January, because I've got stuff that I want to release kind of coming up for Christmas. I want to do like a Christmas series and stuff. They're going to come up in January. But what I'm going to suggest is that, like a challenge, RowAlong challenge, is that other people try and do all 12 of the workouts in one day. Ha! Right, there we go. I'm done. No one else is saying hello to me, so I'm going to say goodbye. Everybody have a fantastic week. Next week we are back to 5 o'clock for the sunset row with RowAlong, and that's going to be the 16th. Yep, so there'll be one after that, and then the weekend of the 5th. Is it 3rd, 4th, 5th? That weekend of December, I am not going to be here because I'm going to be doing the High Rocks in London, right? And so the last thing to say today is that everybody, as you're signing off and whatever, just say happy birthday, Jamie. Just going to say that out loud. Go, oh, happy birthday, Jamie, because my daughter is 16 today. 16. I can't believe I have a 16-year-old daughter. Oy. So that's how we're spending the rest of the day. It's celebrating her 16th birthday. So everybody have a great week. Make sure and have something to eat, something to drink, have a shower, maybe in a different order than that. And of course, tell somebody you know that it means something to, that you love them. I will, of course, be telling Jamie today that I love her because she's just it's just incredible to see her growing up and being 16 and just, it's like she's more intelligent than me and everything. I'm kind of like, Jamie, teach me how to do stuff. So Everyone have a great week. I will see you next Sunday. Remember, you can interact with me on the RowAlong Facebook group page if you want to say hello there, or you can go to the main RowAlong YouTube channel. Because remember, this is just RowAlong Live. You can kind of watch my videos and interact with me there. You can get in touch on Instagram or whatever. I look forward to hearing from any of you. Remember, I'm here to help, and I don't really charge anything. So, yeah. Because I don't. I mean, I can do a technique review, a proper like one-on-one technique review. I ask for money for that. But you can just send me a video of you rowing and I'll just say, this is what I think for free. Right, we're done. Oh, we're down to 8. Oh well. So I will see you all next week. Until then, I've got to get in here so I can do this professionally. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Row well, be well. Bye-bye.